Alright, guys. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving weekend, and yeah. Or what, if you didn't have Thanksgiving, then hope you just had a good weekend in general. Anyway, so let's talk about let's do a comic book review, shall we? And I'm going to be reviewing Thor versus Thanos, which is a piece of the run of the Dan Jurgens run in like the late 90s, early 2000s comic that was the last Thor comic up until, when Thor was quote-unquote gone after Ragnarok, and then J. Michael Straczynski brought him back, and henceforth we have the Thor we know now. Um, Now, keep in mind, I actually got this for at a little bargain bin in a bookstore, which I also managed to get the complete trades of Days of Future Past and Daredevil Born Again, so I was on fire that day. Anyway, so yeah, this is kind of a whole story. I also I have bits and pieces of the Dan Jurgens Thor run, which is actually pretty good. But it is I will if you're interested in reading the Dan Jurgens Thor run. The thing is that the Dan Jurgens run goes very heavy into that medieval speak of like thou art a blackguard or stuff like that. So prepare yourself for some Shakespeare reading. Yeah, much like the Walt Simonson run, but here I think it goes a little more heavier. Anyway, so the story is that Thanos, along with one of Thor's lesser-known enemies, Mangog, have teamed up to find a person called the Designate, which, Thanos finds all these other instruments, he will find all these other, ancient relics, he will have the power to control death itself, and Thor has to go out and find him. Now, this trade I have actually kind of collects a few issues of another story arc, which it throws you right in the middle of. It doesn't even this thing involving these people called the Dark Gods and Living Talismans. So it just throws you in the middle of it, and you don't even know what the story is. Because the reason why they threw it in here, because the final page involves Mangog finding the first the first relic for Thanos, and then it goes on from there. This is a pretty good comic. I liked it. It's a nice little Thor comic, and to see the Thunder God go one-on-one with the Mad Titan, you can't go wrong with a comic like that. You just cannot. The action in here is actually really good. Mangog is a Thor villain I am in no way familiar with, but apparently he is Thor's equivalent to Doomsday. If you don't know who Mangog is this giant alien being who is actually the embodiment of what he calls a billion beings stored within him. And he's actually powerful enough to withstand, the power of Thor's hammer, and can actually go toe-to-toe with Odin. Like I said, Mangog is kind of like, I guess he was supposed to be, he's supposed to be like Thor's equivalent to Doomsday, but a little more intelligent. So he's teamed up with Thanos to destroy all life, and Thor, alongside a machine called the Recorder, and one of Galactus's former heralds, Fire Lord, the three of them go out to stop him. And you may be thinking, well, why didn't Thor call the Silver Surfer or the other Avengers? This is kind of a big deal. That's a good question. That was kind of what I was thinking this whole time. Is that, hey, Thanos, the last time you guys fought, he kind of wiped out 90% of all existence with the Infinity Gauntlet. So if he has the power over all death, maybe you should go get the Avengers, Thor? I mean, yeah, having an alien robot and, a former herald of Galactus is pretty good, but, I don't know about you, but I'd sleep a little better at night if you had a little more reinforcements. Yeah. There's also a nice little side story of Loki trying to destroy, Thor's mortal life, because if you don't know, in the Dan Jurgens run, Thor took on the life of a man named Jake Olsen, who was killed in an accident, and he, feeling responsible, felt that he needed to take on this mortal's life, not knowing that he was kind of an asshole in real life. And of course, Loki brings him back with the help of Mephisto, and it goes into this identity crisis kind of thing. It's resolved in the annual collected in this comic. But yeah, this is a pretty fun story. It's a nice little, the stakes are pretty high, and, to see Thor, just constantly get his ass kicked multiple times, and there are some great fight sequences between Thor and Mangog. I felt the story with, how he defeated Thanos, it felt a little rushed. Like, the whole thing with Mangog was a little more dragged out, but, the thing with Thanos, I just felt like after, Thanos just got, Thor got a power-up, and then, Thanos got beaten. I just felt like it wrapped up a little too quickly with Thanos. The artwork by Klaus Janson as well as John Romita Jr. is also really good, but it does get a little sketchy at times because, sometimes Romita Jr. can have his good days, and other times Romita Jr. can have his bad days. And it shows in this comic. But yeah, all in all, it's a fun little, it's a fun story to see Thor, with some interesting allies to take on, one of the most deadly villains in the Marvel Universe. And, a giant, monster with a power of a billion beings. He says that all the fucking time. Like, he cannot wait to tell you, I have the power of a billion beings inside of me. We get it, Mangog, we get it. Anyway, so, this is a pretty, if you can find it for, like, I'd say discount price, the full price for this comic is $24, and that's not including tax, and I've got this for $6 out of a bargain bin. So I would say, like, maybe online or bargain bin. It's a pretty fun story. If you want to look for, like, classic Thor stories and are gearing up for Thanos for Infinity War, I would say, yeah. I was in a Thor mood, and, because I am interested in Thor Ragnarok. So I was like, yeah, I want to read some more Thor stuff, and him fighting Thanos, that sounds awesome. Anyway, so it's a pretty good comic, but the thing about Dan Jurgens' run is that it tries a little too hard to be the Walt Simonson run at times, and not to say that's bad, it's just kind of tries a little too hard to capture that flame again. But anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and if you've read the comic, you guys just comment below, let me know what you guys thought of it, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.